Oh yes, this is Dave Master. Yes, we're back. Top of the morning. It's Monday. Get at it. Let's get it. We're gonna chop up this game. I know this is a late video reaction, but there's really no such thing as a late video reaction. There's no way to be on time or be first. All of that type of shit that doesn't matter. So we're gonna jump right into this. I know a lot of you seen LeBron James' son take a he's about to graduate. He went to prom like most young men do in high school. And you see his date here in this thumbnail. And what I saw was a lot of, again, he's a celebrity. He's a quote unquote pre-selected high value man. He doesn't have to do, I know, shout out to the late and the GOAT, Kevin Samuels, for putting his parameters. But as his legacy live on, also, we redefine and I would say, amend certain things because evolution is constant. So with, let's say, LeBron James' son, he's a made man already before he hits 21. So what I noticed was that a lot of women, particularly black women, had a lot of negative things to say about him and his prom date. Again, I'll tell you guys, it is about your environment and proximity that will guarantee, or I won't say guarantee you, but it will cut down a lot of negative experiences. Because it's no different than going into a all vegan or a health store that sells predominantly healthy foods. You really won't get anything bad out of a store that specializes in healthy foods. So it's no different than, again, your living arrangement, your living or the environment that you choose to frequent. So he chose the best that was in his environment. Now, one would say, well, how do you know there wasn't any other black women in his environment? Again, not saying that is the case, but he chose what he liked. See, the thing about what I see about a lot of black women, there is a fear mongering that you get from them. This is why, again, you can make a status or a post that says women, ... You're going to have hundreds of women coming. You're going to have women coming by the droves to see what you're about to say, to combat something you haven't even said yet. We know the fear is real. We know the fear is imminent. See, you had all these black women speaking negatively about, LeBron James' son wanting a white woman and these theories. Again, I don't even want to mention her name, but a so-called YouTuber who has this thing called black male pathology. When in reality, the black male pathology, end quote, they don't speak on the positive black male pathology. They speak on the pathology from the men that they are in proximity with. See, the reason why you saw a lot of black women speaking negatively about LeBron James, because there is a huge lingering fear of the divested man. You heard that here first. Well, people say, well, what is the divested man? Well, the divested man is a man such as LeBron James' son, Bronny, and young men alike. Again, when I go out, I pay attention to all of my surroundings, and I notice more and more young black males with Caucasian women. I don't really see a lot of, Asian, Hispanic. You may see that in other locations such as Florida, New York, Cali, Texas, etc. But just I can only speak what I see. And my city being a civil rights hub and, one of the origins or originating cities for these movements, we're in the Bible Belt. So you rarely see things outside of traditional thought and old school mentality. But now I'm seeing a lot more of interracial couples when the man is young, black, slim, clean. You can tell that he has his head on straight. So you see these women calling this, quote unquote, trying to call him out by taking from what it appears to be a white woman or a white young lady to the prom. This is a omen to a lot of black women that their daughters will not be selected in the same fashion that they weren't selected by a certain type of man. There is a fear that this mentality, and this is not, I wouldn't even say a mentality, but this dating strategy for a lot of young black men that come from affluent homes that are, putting themselves in position to be economically well off. They're going to be seeking out women from other races. This is coming. This is here. And again, we know a lot of black women do not like to take credit when things go left, but they damn sure will take credit when they go right. Again, I said this in previous videos. Let the son go to the NFL, D1 college, something of that nature. You would damn near have to beg her to put the camera out of her face from talking about how good of a mom she is, how good of a job she did. She did it by herself. But let that young boy become a criminal, murderer, drug dealer, etc. You damn near have to find her hiding under a rock to say, this is your son doing these atrocities that we see with these teen murders. This is your son and daughters creating these bastard demons running around today, murdering, robbing, and causing all type of havoc. But the fear of the divested man is real. And Kevin Samuels, again, he laid the foundation that, again, women can look around and see their competition, because women are the most competitive creatures on the planet, because their survival rests on their competitive nature. This is why they say, again, all you have to do is listen. Let women talk. You only speak with your actions, and you either confirm, don't disagree, because your disagreement is just that. It will not change her mentality, but your disagreement should be via action. I disagree with how you're speaking to me, how you're behaving, so I'm going to act on it. I'm not going to scold you. I'm not going to scream at you. I'm not going to cuss you out, because that's what you're used to. That's what you think I'm supposed to do. No, we'll just get rid of you and replace you. So when they look around, they see these, Asian, Hispanic, Latina, spicy, they see the Caucasian woman. I know you guys on Instagram, you're seeing the Caucasian, the American blonde and brunettes coming with all the curves. They're coming with the shape now. They're coming with the same enhancements that black women were prided on having. So they find that they're not the only one in the room with the big ass and the curves and the breast and the look. So they know what is to come. But Kevin Samuels laid this foundation again when he stated, these men of this certain caliber are not going to deal with the bullshit that you bring just because you say we should accept you how you come, but you don't accept men how they come. You have all of these standards, which is men. This is why I tell you to always keep your standards high. You see women with the high standards. I'm not going to do this. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to tolerate this, this, and this. Now let's lay it on the table and see who can bring what. Because standards is one thing, but bringing those standards or confirming those standards are another. Meaning, if this woman say, I need this, this, and this, and you say, well, okay, I got that. I got that. I got that. Not saying you have to prove, but she can see it. Where you say, well, I need this, this, and this, and she cannot prove it. More than likely, she's going to try to shame you or try to persuade you as to why she's the best choice to pick. When in reality, there's no negotiating standards. Now, we leave wiggle room because we know we don't live in a perfect world. But again, standards is one thing. A unrealistic preference is another. So when I say unrealistic preference, meaning I want a lion that prefers to eat grass only. I want a lion on a vegan diet. That's what a lot of women say. They want a lion on a vegan diet. Looks like we got something falling on the lookout here. But again, you hear these preferences and unrealistic expectations that women have. They're going to, again, end quote, die alone. They'll die alone because, again, you're looking for something that does not exist in reality. It may exist in your mind, but to see these women speak about this man that they have not met, they do not know, on his choice and going, this is not even a marriage. This is the prom. But again, a prom is nothing more than a precursor to how a marriage is supposed to go. You see the outlandish, the over the top pull up with the exotic cars. You see the tuxedos. You see the gowns. You see the cameras everywhere. You see all of this attention placed on this couple. And a lot of the times more emphasis, more emphasis is placed on the woman because she's going to go a little bit more extreme because the parents and usually the mother is going to live vicariously through the daughter. This is her quote unquote practice wedding day. I'm going to the prom. I got to get my makeup done. I got to get this done. They got to get all done up. So when they see these photos and images, they have a trigger moment because it's resemblant of a wedding. So what women are now experiencing is that the high value man or the high value male exodus, they're noticing the conversation. And I like the way you guys are fighting. I see a lot of content. I see a lot of posts from men who are fighting back, and women are not able to keep up now. The men are applying a lot of pressure. Kudos to them. That's not my lane anymore, but I do see it. And women, they know what's coming. They know what is to come. They know they know signs. Women know signs. They have a discernment, but they don't have a discernment when it comes to judgment. They have a discernment when it comes to the type of experience they may get, meaning good sex, a good validation. My friends, they're gonna validate me on this one. When I show them this one, they're gonna pat me on. I'm gonna be the queen bee at this point. When I show them this guy, when I tell them how big his stick is. See, women go back to the group to compare notes and to compare men because that is their ranking system. The type of men that they deal with places them in a certain order. But they know the high value man, especially when they saw the reaction to Kevin Samuel's death, they know that it's pretty much a wrap. They know it's pretty much a wrap. So they're going to be reaching and clawing at any given chance they get to try to change the narrative, to try to silence the reality that is to come, and that is, in most cases, here to stay. When you look at LeBron James' son, you can see LeBron James in him. He looks just like his father. He's going to be I won't say an exact replica, but he is his father. You can look, he has the build, the size, the height of his age. He's going to be, and already is, a high value man. And when they see these type of men, especially at a young age, they know that men also compare notes. And they see men that, are in LeBron James' circle. You see his agent, Rich Paul. Him and his girl, Adele, just bought a $58 million home. $58 million. But ladies, this is what you wanted, right? You wanted to be independent. You wanted to, you run the world, right? You control marriage, right? You control all of that, all of the dynamics, right? You control every aspect of your reality, right? So if that's the case, there should be any negative comments on anything a man says. There should not be anything negative said about what a man does, says when it comes to other races of women, and even his dating preferences, because you're the prize no matter what. Picture a woman calling herself the prize. She controls everything, but complaining and speaking negatively about everything she sees on the internet. But she has all this power, all of this manifestation, all of these spells she can do when it's a full moon. She can pull these Uno cards out and read them and tell what's going to happen, right? It's delusion at best. It is delusion at best. These women know that the fear of the divested man is here. They know men are leaving by the thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. And they're picking outside of what they used to. They're picking outside of what they were pre-exposed to. They're doing the work. They're getting into new environments. When you get into new spaces, new environments, new opportunity comes to you from a business aspect, from a professional networking aspect, from a dating aspect. You're going to get all type of opportunities. So the women that are making these comments and complaining, again, the women that had so much negative to say about Kevin Samuels and his passing are the very women that fit the description of the bitter woman, the woman that has hit the wall, that has whole-phased herself into oblivion, and will again expire with cats and dogs. She'll have a lot of cat food, a lot of, designer bags, hey, she'll have a full closet full of this, whatever she wants. She can spend her money. She'll have a photo album full of trips and men that will remain nameless and faceless because she can't see or show the world who she is fucking or who is sponsoring that trip. Because he does not meet the quota. He does not meet the standard, but in only one or two, maybe two ways at best or at most. But you guys let me know what you think about the commentary. A lot of black women left under LeBron James' son and his prom date. What is this the new reality? I know you've seen how they truly feel about us as black men as a majority. See, again, we don't attack women specifically. We attack the ideology that they share. There's no need for me to tear women down and call them fat, out of shape. There's no need for that. We're just going to attack the idea or the delusion that they have. And we're not going to argue you. We're not going to convince you to change. We're not doing that this go around. We're going to just let you speak the piece, but we're going to give you the space to speak, but it's only for educational purposes. Observation purposes. Yes. Say exactly what's on your mind. That way, men won't have to play the guessing game. This is why you give women the platforms and microphones to speak, because they tell you everything without you having to ask. But you let me know what you think about this video. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Date Master.